In this video, we're going to look at regional greetings across Britain that you might not know. We'll look at the fascinating local histories of each one, and some of these hark back to Anglo-Saxon times. Sadly though, some are falling out of fashion with new generations, and I hope we can put a stop to that and start a kind of revival. Before all that, we'll have a quick look at greetings you'll come across nationwide, and without further ado, let's go. Hello, hi, hiya, all right. You'll hear these throughout the UK. Hello is not that old. It's only been used really since the invention of the telephone. They needed a word to check that the person could hear you at the other end. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, proposed ahoy, which is what you would shout out on ships to get someone's attention. Ahoy! Thomas Edison preferred hello, which before then was used to call people's attention or as an exclamation of surprise. Hello, what are you doing here? I thought you'd emigrated to Australia. Hi, or more recent. Hi, in fact, is American in origin, first attested in Kansas in the 1860s, but now it's widely used in Britain too. All right or all right or variations of that you'll find all over Britain, and the response to all right is also all right. All right is not literally a question, and this causes some confusion, as in the US and other parts of the English-speaking world. Are you all right is a question of genuine concern. If something bad has happened, say if someone has just had a breakup or fallen off their bicycle, or they've just eaten some dodgy sushi and are feeling unwell, you'd say, are you all right? And yes, in British English too, but it would sound very different. Oh, Bob, I just heard that Tina has run off with the milkman. Are you all right? Compare that to, all right, Bob. All right, mate. Sawadee is how they say hello in Thailand, and that's where I'm recording this video from right now. And yet my phone here is in the UK, or at least it thinks it is. And the same is true of my laptop. That's because whenever I travel, I use a VPN, and my VPN of choice for quite some time has been NordVPN, who have kindly sponsored today's video. While I'm traveling, I use NordVPN to access streaming platforms and websites from back home that would normally be unavailable without a VPN. It doesn't have to be the UK. In just a couple of clicks, you can set your phone or your laptop to a huge number of countries so that you can view content from all over the world. The other reason to use a VPN is for security. NordVPN encrypts and secures your internet connection and hides your location. This is particularly important if you're using public Wi-Fi, if you're connecting to the internet in places such as hotels or cafes. NordVPN also has a feature called Threat Protection Pro, which protects your anonymity and helps guard against malware, phishing scams, and a range of online threats, including unintentionally visiting unsafe sites. Protect yourself today with this exclusive risk-free offer from NordVPN with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Get 4 months extra with the 2-year plan using the code LetThemTalkTV. Click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen now. Let's move on to regional greetings, and we'll start with London. Why? Because I'm from London, and I want to draw your attention to one particular greeting that you used to hear a lot in London. Certainly I heard it a lot when I was a kid, but it's becoming increasingly rare, and that is watcha. Watcha doesn't require any response, but if you want, you can say watcha back. By the way, this has nothing to do with watching, and don't confuse it with what you're doing, a fast-spoken version of what are you doing. No, this is a different thing. Watcha was used 3 times in Harry Potter, including Watcha Harry, spoken by Nymphadora Tonks in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, but it's much, much older than that. It's associated with the Cockney dialect of London, and it actually means what cheer and has been around for centuries. It's been used for at least 600 years. Its first recorded usage comes from the York Mysteries of 1440. Say, Marie, docteur, what cheer with ye? Shakespeare used what cheer 7 times in his works. This is from Timon of Athens. Ah, my good friend, what cheer? So, if you're in London or know someone from London, start using watcher. Let's make watcher great again. All the way from Cornwall, although you're not actually in Cornwall at this moment, are you? A bit further south and east. But we have Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hello, yes.
In spite of that red telephone box, I know that you're in Bangkok at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I tried to fool you, but yeah, I'm not actually in the UK, no.
But coming to Cornwall, do you have any greetings for us? Some hellos and goodbyes and how are yous?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a lot of Cornish slang and phrases that are used in Cornwall, especially with older people, I would say. One of them, which I remember hearing a lot growing up, was wasson. Wasson. Yeah.
And how would I reply to that? Or how would you reply?
I suppose it's a little bit like "you're right." That's a more national phrase in the UK. You're right. Yeah. So you might just reply with the same, yeah, wasson, or you might reply, wasson. Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Or something like that. It's a little bit like how's it going? Something like that.
So wasson. Do you have anything else? Do you have a goodbye or any other phrases that you might use?
We do have in Cornwall a lot of slang terms of endearment, and these might sound strange, but you might see some connections with other dialects of English. So one of them is shag, S-H-A-G.
Shag?
Like,
yeah,
get on, shag.
Something different where I come from. So you address a person as shag?
Yes, it would be a noun in this case, and it's a little bit like, I guess there's some other variants in the north of England, like pet maybe could be a similar meaning, right? Where it's just like a term of endearment. It just means like, yeah, mate, bro, kind of something along those lines.
So I'd say wasson shag.
Yes, you could.
Cornwall has its own language.
Yeah, would you like a hello?
Yes, I would.
So the most common way is difta. Difta. Yes, perfect. Just like good day, basically. Da means good.
Okay.
Yeah, difta.
And is there a goodbye or see you?
There's quite a lot, depending on who we're addressing, the formality and stuff like that. The most common way to say goodbye is dugenis.
Michael, thank you for your time, Michael. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you very much. You too. Thank you for inviting me.
To the East Midlands now, to Nottingham, Derby, Stoke and other East Midlands towns. Here you might be greeted with Eop miduk. You try it. Eop miduk. Now, why would you call anyone a duck when you're clearly not a duck? And this has nothing to do with the aquatic bird. It most likely originates from the Anglo-Saxon word duca, meaning duke. It's just a sign of respect to call someone duke, even if they're not a duke, just as you use sir and madam as terms of respect today. Eop comes from Old Norse, the language of the Vikings, se up, meaning watch out. The Vikings once ruled over large swathes of England, as you can see from this map, including the East Midlands, and their language makes up about 5% of English words today. So the phrase Eop meduk literally means watch out, my duke. If you're interested in the history of the English language, then do sign up to my newsletter, The Rambler. It's free, and if you want to dig deeper, where I personally answer your English language questions, then join my Patreon. Links to both in the description. Now to Yorkshire. Now I lived in Leeds for 3 years and it took me quite a while to get used to their greetings. They also use eop there, but probably without the duck. But you might also be greeted with audu, which is the Yorkshire version of how are you? And if you want to reply in true Yorkshire fashion, you might say fair to middling, which means not bad. Okay, you try. I'll do. Fair to middling. The Black Country and the West Country, including the city of Bristol. The status of the next phrase is critically endangered. I did some research and it seems it's rarely used these days except by old people, very old people. And it can be traced back to Anglo-Saxon times, and it is au bist. Au meaning how, and bist is from the second person of the verb to be, thou art. So, and if you know German, it cognates with their word bist. So it means, how's it going? You might also hear, where bist going? Where are you going? And if you're from Bristol or the West Midlands and you've heard people use au bist or where bist going, or you use it yourself, then do let us know in the comments. Black Country is an area in the West Midlands of England, just west of Birmingham. The main towns are Dudley, Walsall, West Bromwich and Wolverhampton. And it's called the Black Country, by the way, because of coal, which is black. They have a greeting up there, which is Awumya. And this also has ancient roots. O meaning how, Yam meaning are, and Ya is an old form of you. And you put them together and you get Awumya. Once again, it doesn't require any particular reply. You can just say Awumya back. In Aberdeenshire, in the northeast of Scotland, they speak the Scots language, and the variety of Scots there is known as Doric. Now, there is no way I'm going to attempt a Scottish accent, so I asked friend of the channel, Jack, to explain.
Typical for the northeast is the Doric greeting fit like. So this would be used around Aberdeen, Peterhead in Aberdeenshire. And actually fit does not mean fit as in healthy. It comes from what, actually. In Doric, the WH sometimes becomes an F. So instead of where, they'll say far, for example, or fit for what. So what's like, I guess, would be a translation, if you will, of it.
And what would the response be?
I think you could say fit like, or yeah, or just all right, or something like that, yeah. Or nae bad, very Scottish, you could say nae bad, not bad, so that's always positive in Scotland.
And Jack, you once lived in the Shetland Islands. How do people greet each other there?
Greeting that comes to mind, people would say, how's do? So how are you? How's do? Do meaning you, which reflects the Norn influence on the Shetland.
Norn was a language once spoken in the Shetland and Orkney Islands. It's a Scandinavian language descended from Old Norse, the language of the Vikings. The language is extinct, but the Vikings left behind their greetings. The Norn language was spoken roughly between the 9th century AD and the 19th century. The last Norn speaker died on the Shetland Islands in 1850. In Northern Ireland, if you're in Belfast, you might be greeted with Báilte, which is used just like hi or how are you, and it's a short form of what about you? And your response is either the same, Báilte, or say something like not too bad, or aye good, or even dead on.
Aye, dead on.
Which is a popular response in Northern Ireland. There are two languages spoken in Wales, Welsh English, sometimes known as Wenglish, and the Welsh language, a Celtic language spoken by about 600,000 people. Rather than butchering the Welsh languages myself, here's a clip from a Welsh speaker.
Shemai, Semai.
Shemai is hello.
Yeah, good. So it's a short way of saying hello, hi.
Okay.
But Semai, people maybe from North Wales would use, and Shemai as in the south.
Oh,
things
so
like
they
that.
are the same.
They mean the same thing.
Interesting, but from different areas in Wales.
Yeah.
In Wales, especially South Wales, an everyday greeting is hello bach.
Hello, Bach.
Bach is Welsh for little one, so hello Bach literally means hello little one. Now I know there are large parts of Britain I haven't covered, so if you know of any local greetings that are historically and culturally significant that I've left out, then do let us know in the comments. I might make another video about it. Also, wherever you are in the world, do you have a greeting unique to your town or region? If so, let us know below. That's all for now. Cheerio.